Hi, I'm Pat from Patdoodles. This tutorial today I'll be showing you how to make a wall hanging using all Dollar Tree products. We start with the splatter screen. It has several different ones. The materials we'll be using will be, let me move that over a little. Of course you need some scissors. I have some greenery. Some of it came from Walmart and a lot of it's from the Dollar Tree. We'll be using the bow. This bow I actually recycled from an old bunny rabbit from the Dollar Tree, and the little ribbon. Of course, the splatter screen. It comes from the Dollar Tree. This is what this looks like. Excuse the glare. I'm going to take that off. And then what I did to make it easy for other ones, I laid newspaper and traced that shape. So this becomes my pattern for the placemat. This is the placemat we're going to be using today. And what else do I need? We're going to be using some rope, again from the Dollar Tree. And the other thing we're using, I don't normally need this, but for this product I do use a razor blade. I really use a mat knife. Couldn't find it, but I wanted to do this quick tutorial for you. So the first thing I do is lay this down. So I'm hoping you can see that. And I trace around that with a pencil. Once I have it traced, I then cut. Hopefully, let me move this over a little bit. I'm a little out of screen. I'm new at doing this, so be patient with me. And I trace around that normally with the I trace all the way around. I'm not tracing right now because I'm trying to make this video short and not waste too much of your time. Okay, so now I have this. I throw away all of that. The next step I do, I take my splatter screen, I center this right on there. Don't worry but if it's not too perfect, because the rope will hide all of your little imperfections. And you can see it's a little bit too much. So you can take your fingernail and kind of draw like that, and that way that will get you back on track if it comes off a little too big. I like for it to fit right inside of the screen. Okay, now that's perfect now. So the next thing I would do, make sure the splatter screen does have a back and a front. This is the back, so you want to make sure when you're placing your placemat on there, you are placing it on the right side, and you want this to line up right with the center here. So the next thing I do, I turn this over, add a little bits of hot glue. And I lay that right on there. Okay. So now that's stuck. Then you take your rope, again from the Dollar Tree. Always go in and start right at the top. The only thing I did forget, no, I didn't forget, I'm sorry. This, usually I have to make a bow. I didn't need to make a bow this time. I put a little bit of glue to get it started. And when I'm applying my rope, I really press hard because that's also sealing this, the placemat, in a little better. Just keep on going all the way around. I'm really pressing it down. Right here I got off with my glue. But I just let that dry, and then I just peel that glue right off. I continue going around. A bit more glue. And with one thing of the rope, because I know sometimes it's hard to find it, you get 3 out of 1. Then when I get to the beginning, where I started, to the end, I take my scissors before I get there and I cut. You gotta kind of saw through it. And then I come right there together. And I put a little bit of glue right at the end of the other rope so it pushes together. So now that part is done. The next step I do to insert my flowers, I use a razor blade or a mat knife is the preference, but couldn't find a mat knife. And I make a little slit here. That way I can take and insert these flowers right down in the split, usually. Make sure I didn't cut, I guess, deep enough. There you go. I know that's cut this time. And I put those down in there like that. This one came from Walmart. It's a $2 bunch of the lavender. This came from the Dollartree. And I use about 3 sprigs in there. Then this is just some miscellaneous that I either already had or whatever. Stick that down in the little slot. Once you have all of those in there securely, then you're going to take your glue gun and put a little band of glue right in there, and that will secure all of those in. So right now we're here. The next thing I do, again, this is some recycled ribbon. I take my recycled ribbon and put right along where the band of the mason jar would be. And stick that right there. Then the next thing I do is stick my bow on if I can find it. I started with the bow, but where my bow went, I don't know. But then I would just put my bow right here to cover that up. And it's finished. I mean, the bow, I guess, could be optional. On the back side, if you want to, you could put a little bit more glue just to make sure those flowers stay in there. And basically, it's finished. And I'll show you what a completed one looks like now. So you can see this is real fast. This was real time. Of course, all of my items was pre-cut. Here's one that's completely finished with the bow. I decided to do this. I probably seen it someplace else, but my Dollar Tree was forever out of the pizza pans. This is another one with a placemat. It says take your time. And here is one here. And this one says, home is where our family gathers. And of course, that's the one we did on there. And then for the last one, this one here, everything is Dollar Tree except this was recycled. This here really was the burlap. I kind of twirled it around and used some Spanish moss that I had gotten from the Dollar Tree. Little yellow flowers. I believe these came from the Dollar Tree. I know this came from the Dollar Tree and this came from the Dollar Tree. So again, thank you for joining me and have a blessed evening.